touching, but do less talking. They say they wish you well, but really wish you hell. They call you bro, but when you need them, it's a no. They smile in your face, then in your back hate. They cut like a blade, but you know I retaliate. They never say shit when you post something great. They say they got you, but I first to leave you. Fake friends change like weather, winter to summer. One day a lover, the next day a hater. Friends can't change, but your enemies the same. Fake friends will always try to sabotage your name. They're more dangerous than coronavirus. And them you should never ever trust. Middle finger to the fake ones. G's back in Kaysha, you know sushi raw.
I raise my glass for the fake friends. Finger in the air for the fake friends. Already know who the fake friends. Karma got a bill for the fake friends. I raise my glass for the fake friends. Already know who the fake friends. Karma got a bill for the fake friends. No matter where you go, there will be a new way. Pretty smile and everything you need, baby. Protect your energy at all times. Never let yourself down. I raise my glass for the fake friends. Finger in the air for the fake friends. Already know who the fake friends. Karma got a bill for the fake friends. I raise my glass for the fake friends. Already know who the fake friends. Karma got a bill for the fake friends. This is how we do this. Come on. Just bars. Kaysha. This is how it is. Fake friends all around us. Yeah. Fake friends all around us.
Check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the second Club Shada of 2021. Welcome to Club Shada episode number 74.
5. I hope you're in good spirit. I hope your year has started with that energy. You're in that that energy of looking forward. You're here. We scarred from the year before, but we are hopeful and wishing for the best for the year to come. This show is brought to you by. What is this? Damn. What's going on in this house? This show is brought to you by Shada. Damn. Wait a minute. Damn. That was. Anyway, this show is brought to you by 75. Yeah. This show is brought to you by shadaware.com. As you already know, I got one light that is not working for some reason. It's charging. What the hell? It's the problem. My daughter always plays with. Okay. I guess it says it's charging. Charged it. Whenever you're ready, turn on. I'll check it out in 10 minutes. Yeah, I was saying this show is brought to you by shadaware.com. Yeah, you know the drill, And I'm happy to see you guys. I was a little late. I was taking a shower. I had a last minute I feel like taking a shower. We'll talk about it in a bit. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's spirit? How are you guys? Is everything is fine? Do you hear me well, etc., etc.? Hey, Dalia, what it do? Welcome home. What it do, CV Beats? How are you? What it do, Bruno? How are you? Elise, what it do, sister? Julie, how are you? You moving already? Hey, hello Asia. What do you do? Nice conseil gratuit. What do you do, Joël? Mais est-ce vraiment gratuit? What do you do, Tune Flore? Happy New Year to you as well. From Luxembourg. Everybody put me in the chat where you are watching us from, what time it is for you. It is here. Almost 1 a.m. It's midnight 47 in Portugal. It's 1:47 in Paris. I know. And yeah, you know how we do. So wait a minute. What's the difference between conseil gratuit and Joël Amen? Which one is the real you? Which one is the real you? Or maybe somebody else? It looks like you. Bonjour Thérèse. Bonsoir. Comment ça va? So, I got a few subjects I want to talk to you about. I want to talk about the news, of course, and I want to talk today about the Unbanked. Actually, I was taking so much time to take my shower today that I didn't even gather all the data that I wanted. But I have time. I just need this number. That's exactly perfect. That's perfectly the numbers that I'm looking for, so that I can. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know it was that much people, but cool. Salut Julien, bienvenido. 6 p.m. in the US. You mean in the Banana Republic? That's what I said to myself. Oh my God. I'll check it out. I was not on my IG today, all day. I just posted something in the morning. The rest of the time I spent the whole day on my sofa, either watching TV or sleeping. That's all I did. And feeding my daughter. That's all I did. I really was not online today. So I'll check. I know I have so probably 50 or 60 messages to open, but I will. Sorry, I'm still. My baby oil didn't penetrate my skin yet. So listen. Before I start, I wanna talk to you about a single that I just released. Last Friday. So I'm already releasing a new single tomorrow. I mean, in 2 days. But last Friday, I didn't have the time to promote it because we went on the show with Body and I didn't prepare for it. But I released a track with Malcolm Beats, and if you didn't listen to it yet, it's called Footwork. That's the track that I released on January 1st. This track represents the energy in which I'm starting this year. I really wanted to start the year with a track full of that futuristic, not angry, but hardcore energy. And that's exactly what we did. So it's a track called Footwork. And I would love to show it to you. Footwork. It's already available everywhere. Wait a minute, Spotify. Damn. And so it's a track that Malcolm and I are working on. By the way, Malcolm, get better. Malcolm is catch the shit, but it's fine. I hope you get well. I hope you're not too bored in your quarantining. And yeah, I was speaking to him earlier today. We are working on an EP together at the same time that I'm working on putting the final touches to my album. We work on a 5-track EP together. And part of this 5-track EP, Malcolm sent me around 12 beats. In those 12 beats, I had to choose 5 that I would use for the EP because he's gonna release the EP on his label. And in exchange, I can keep the rest and either sing for me or work with whoever artist I want. This is our little exchange. And when I heard all the beats, I actually sang everything. I just need to mix. The EP is already done. We will release it on his birthday in February. But hey, Noeli. But there was one of the track when I heard it. Like I remember he sent it to me on WhatsApp. I was walking in front of the water. I heard it. I was like, oh. And it was like, oh, I know this is the kind of track that is hard to sing on. This is not for singer. It's just an instrumental. I was like, send this shit. And yo, let me know if Malcolm. Let me see if Malcolm is he sleeping? He's full of fever. Poor guy. I didn't even send my YouTube. I send a message on WhatsApp to a few people so that they know when I'm on, and so I have to send it to my YouTube broadcast. Club Shada 75 is live. Boom, bada bang. What? Wait a minute. Edit. Copy YouTube URL. What's wrong with this thing? I hate when damn it! What's wrong with wait, am I in plane mode? No. No. Copy and paste. I'm gonna have to do from the WhatsApp here. So copy YouTube URL. I don't know if you have this thing as well, but to me now, when I when I post a YouTube link on WhatsApp, it doesn't show me the image the image that go with it. Usually, don't know why. Some Facebook fuckery as always. Anyway, yeah. Listen, I hope Malcolm gets well soon. I know he's fine. A few KFC in his. I know you're already here, but the message goes to everybody, including you. I check the song. It's called Footwork.
You so sexy, girl. You fatigue my maxillary. Is it all the Eastern girl? You feel like a Maserati. La 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 la. Show me your footwork. Drive it like a mercenary. It must be the Eastern girls. You feel like a Maserati. La 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 la. Warm up, warm up. Footwork, footwork. Warm up, warm up. Footwork, footwork. La 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 la. Be my lover, girl. Everywhere preliminary. Is it all these girl? You feel like a Maserati. La 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 la. Never seen before. You create imaginary. It must be an Eastern girl. You feel like a Maserati. La 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 la. Warm up, warm up. Footwork, footwork. Warm up, warm up. Footwork, footwork. La 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 la. Oh yeah yeah. Warm up, warm up. Footwork, footwork. Warm up, warm up. Footwork, footwork. Show me love.
Oh yeah.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Damn. I love this track. It's very urban keys, very modern kizomba, and then at the same time it almost doesn't feel like kizomba. You can dance it how you want, but it has that urban kizomba feeling. And soon as I heard the beat, I was like, oh yep, oh yep, oh yep. Thank you guys. Yeah, Malcolm as always delivers with the beats. And you know, when I work with beat makers, I it's kind of easy to work with beat makers who do you more or less always the same beat, because as beat makers we all have our go-to sounds, and it's easy to sound the same. And it's the same with when I shop for beats, and I get beats from Makita, from Malcolm Beats, from what's his name, from whoever, from myself even, and from other beat makers like Aldo Music or Lil Maro. Or I always try to choose the beats that are. Sometimes I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna take something that is easy, etc. But from time to time, it's important to push the envelope and choose something. Find like the beat that nobody would choose, and do something crazy with it. This is how you move. This is how you move the culture. If you always make it easy, you're gonna do something that works maybe, but when the trend changes, you get flushed with the trend. So that's why I like to go and choose something that would be hard to perform on, and try to make a banger with it. But that's just me. This is how I do, Still not working, this thing? Let me see. Okay, that's strange. There you go. Yeah, so did you like the song? Did you like the song? Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. I did. So, Did you see what happened in the US today? This shit is crazy. Listen. Right now, First Lady, Chief of Staff, and former White House press secretary resign over. Yeah, exactly. Listen. Trump, Putin, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, Erdogan, all these people, Mobutu in the sky, all of them. I mean, Dada, and those who are still there, those who are still in power in Africa, those who have been in power like Biya, Bongo in the sky, like all those who have been either cold dictators or autocrats and nepotism and whatever, all of them, they are watching with popcorns. Like, I don't want to hear the opinions of America, of the United States of America, on African elections ever. Because what have been displayed on, like, have you seen the photos? I was on CNN the whole day. I was like, my cousin Ladisa sent me a message and was like, yo, if you want to laugh, go watch CNN. I turn on CNN and I'm like, what am I seeing here? What is this? You are supposed to be the beacon of, you the self-declared beacon of hope, truth, democracy, etc. And this, and from a president, I don't even know how whoever run this country didn't send somebody to take him out of office. Like, he should be taken out of office today. They should be like the House and the Senate should both vote for impeachment right away. Impeachment, destitution right away, because the precedent that they are showing to the rest of the world is actually super dangerous. They not anymore will they be able to criticize the actions of China in Hong Kong, the actions of any other country or any other election. They will not be able to be that voice, because they have a president that they elected, that they let for 4 years act in a way that is, listen, this guy could have been Congolese or Cameroonese or Nigerian or Sudanese. This guy doesn't care about rules, doesn't care about respect, doesn't care about, and doesn't understand the world losing. And he clearly only believes stuff that is given to him, information that is given to him by complotists and people who have theories, QAnon and all these people. You read stuff online from dubious places, and listen, when it's normal people who are not in charge of nuclear weapons and a country that is the most powerful country in the world, who cares? Like, yeah, people in the bar, people on Twitter, I see people saying stupid stuff all the time on Twitter, on the YouTube comments. It's normal. Those people are people. They don't have responsibilities other than their own life and whoever is in their family. So if they believe that Earth is flat, or that there's a pizza conspiracy, or that there's this or that, yeah, who cares? But how can you be the president of the US and believe firmly that you can act like a mob boss and have your little army of La Babtouni, a little army of some of them are racist, some of them are far right, some of them are just Republicans, some of them, but they all believe what you tell them. Like, so are they? I cannot believe that all these people are just stupid, including their leader. And I don't know how somebody becomes the leader of this country like that. Listen, I don't know how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are gonna be able to overturn this trend and to switch what the rest of the world is seeing right now. But trust me, a lot of countries in Africa, a lot of countries are going to turn to China. And in Europe, a lot of countries are going to think, who cares? Like, and that's crazy. Like, it is amazing, like, that senators were voting just finalizing the election of Joe Biden, and he just sent his goons like if it's a gang. That is crazy. That is crazy to watch. Like, the photos that I saw, where are they? Let me see. Vice President has returned. All right, cool. When was it? Breaking news, blah, 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 blah. Wow, Twitter has locked Trump account for 12 hours. Can you imagine, like, a president's account being blocked for 12 hours? You were the president of the US, and Twitter decides to remove your tweets and block your account because you are dangerous. Can you imagine? That's crazy. And they might suspend his account because
or threats.
What is this?
We will not bow to lawlessness or intimidation. We are back at our posts. We will.
Yeah, but those are the same people who let this guy believe that he could do all that shit. That shit is crazy. Wow. I think, we'll see what happens, but it is crazy. And this guy is defending it. He's saying that it's normal, saying that, yeah, it's nothing. He said, we love you, go home. And he keeps saying that, yeah, they stole the election when he has no clue, no facts, no evidence. And it's not something that is new for me. It's not something that is new for us who come from countries where every time there's an election, then whoever loses sends whoever in the streets, and then people fight each other, and then they all angry because they believe whatever. And countries like America are backing the rebels and all these things. So it's not something that we've been in there. We've lived it from the inside. But seeing it in the US, wow, it's Ukraine. It's damn. It's crazy. It's people who don't want to believe something, and they are ready for anything, and they believe a mad king as long as they can stay in power because of whatever they are fed by. Last week we were talking with Buddy about controlling your social media. Well, these people, they live in a social media world where all they get fed off is people like them who tell them stupidity after stupidity, conspiracy theories after conspiracy theories, and yeah, all their views, the people they follow, the YouTube channels they follow, the Twitter accounts they follow is the same people feeding themselves stuff, and then other people just invent something, they just throw it in there, and those people are angry. They're angry, and this is to me when we were talking about the failures of social media. This is to me what is the failure of social media. It's this. It's the fact that, yes, social media is YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all these places are this is how I make my money. I make my money by talking to you right now, by having my music on the platforms, by having people follow me, and I have a voice that I could not have 20 years ago. 20 years ago, when I left Sony, and when my label blocked me from signing to anybody else, and also blocked me from playing on any radio in France, my voice was censored. And I spent, so what I did, instead of saying to myself, okay, it's over for me, I just went the complete independent route. And I decided to release my music, my third album by myself. And I had fans. It's just that the circuit in which I was supposed to release my music, the distribution from the major labels was close to me. So I didn't have access to Virgin Megastore, to Fnac, to the stores, etc. So what I did, I went completely independent, produced the album by myself, found some partners to make the distribution in a smaller level, and I went from there, and I built my empire just like that. But back then, YouTube didn't exist until 2007 or 6 or whatever. So back then, to have my music on TV, it was over for me, because I was not backed by Sony anymore. And I found my way. I did some DVDs, put some DVDs in the street so people could watch my videos, took 1,000 albums and went to the mail and posted 1,000 albums to DJs all over the world. I could find the address on the internet, and then I start finding my voice. And then, the rest is history. I released On the Quoi, and then I exploded around the world. But if I was trying to be on France, my career would be over. But from France, I created an international career, and I was like, fuck France. And interestingly, because I exploded all around the world, Africa, West Indies, US, etc., Belgium, Switzerland, then it made me explode in France. From all the diaspora that were coming back from holidays with my music out there, it made me explode. All this to say that today, if I was blocked by my record label like back then, I would have YouTube. I could just go on YouTube, put my videos there like I have, talk like today, and I would have those tools, and it would be hard to block me from talking. So I can never say that social media is evil. It's the people that are evil. The real problem of social media is that it's used by the good people and the bad people. And the premise of social media, Twitter, Instagram, is we will let everybody be free to say what they want to say. And I understand the premise, I understand the ideal of that. The problem is that if you let anybody speak because you don't want to censor nobody and you don't want to impose no rules, then you have algorithms that are feeding people what they want to see, because you are trying to make money by feeding people ads, by them being engaged. Then people like Donald Trump become the most powerful person in the world. And that's crazy, because this is the things that he can do today when he has 88 million people following him on Twitter. When he says, go and do this, they all go. And it is crazy that in the history of Twitter, they have to block for 12 hours the account of the President of the United States. That's crazy. But it's because of all this time that they let some people, not just him, there's a lot of people who are on the social media and they are bullying other people, insulting other people, and spreading narratives, fake theories, racism, anti-feminism, anti-racism, etc., etc., etc. Like all these people, they have their spheres, and they used to be hidden in the shadows, and today look at them. They here. They run over the Capitol. Like those images. Look. Those images have been seen all around the world. Those images are destroying what people think of America. All of us all of us, guys like me and some of my friends. I was talking to a friend of mine that lives in Hong Kong, and she was telling me that she used to dream of being in the US. She used to dream of, the US, like living in New York. Like it was something that, and look today, we, you're like, what the hell is this country? Can you imagine if it was 30,000 instead of 30,000 white pro-Trump supporters? If it was, do you remember when it was the Black Lives Matter movement? You had the army in front of them. Can you imagine if it was like 30,000 Muslims who were for whatever? We want a mosque here, something. Can you imagine how, I don't know, they would have dropped napalm like in Vietnam or something? And this guy could enter in the Capitol like butter when they are exercising the most important moment of democracy? Yo! A prominent business group calls on Pence to start constitutional process to remove Trump from office. I know he's here for only 14 more days, but listen, he's dangerous. Like you can see now that he's dangerous, and he has given kind of power to create insurrection on the Capitol of the United States of America. You got people coming dressed ridiculously. Look at these people dressed like army. Yo, it is crazy to see that the Confederate flag was being waved inside this place. But you have to think about the power that this guy has. He has his own private little cult, and he can send these people to do whatever he wants. Listen, if I was him, I don't want to be, but if I was him, I'm trying to find images of earlier on. But I think that this is the nail in the coffin. I think that's the moment where he really lost even the power over his own people, I believe. Because this is not like, come on, this is not normal. That look at these people dressed in militia, thinking that they have power over power, and they're all here. This feels like it's in Kinshasa in the 90s. And if I was him, I would end my presidency. Okay, I lost, cool. I still have 80 million people who believe in me. He's about himself. He could just open his own TV and become like those evangelists. Make you millions of dollars more from those people who worship you, and you're good. But narcissism, you don't want to believe that you lost. You don't want to. That's crazy. I'm lost for words from savage. Savage is the world. What they did is completely savage. Put this here. Yeah. This is savagery at its fullest. And they found a guy chilling on the couch with his feet up. That's crazy. And they found 2 bombs. Small artisanal bombs, but those people had bombs. That's what it was. That's an attempt at a coup. That's exactly what it is. And listen, if this was in France, or if this one was in Congo, you in jail. You in jail. They're coming to your house, take you out of where you are, put you in jail for inciting this. You know, hey Olga, how is it going in Ukraine? It is. It's too late, sister. It's too late. I do agree with you. Critic from Grim Labs, Mozambique. Hey, Grim on the beat. What it do? Did you finish my remix? It is crazy. Like, damn. Who, me? Nah. Hell no. Trump has literally become the worst comic book villain, narcissistic sociopath. Completely. I do agree. I'm telling you, I have hours now. I have my hours of social media, and then I just go watch the news from sources that I believe that are reputable, and then I watch the same news from other sources. Then I watch the same news from people that I disagree with, and then I do my synthesis. I try to, I try to think for myself. The real problem here is a lot of people don't want to think for themselves. They receive something, they watch just the title, and they share to somebody. And sometimes the title is completely not even saying the same thing as what's in the article or what's in the video. But that's enough for people, because it agrees with whatever they believe in. And yeah, that's how people are now. What up, Ralphie? What it do? Nah, you don't want me for president. You don't want me for president. Trust me. He doesn't concede because he would lose those followers. This is all. So he can keep them loyal and rerun in 4 years or do whatever. I don't even think he will lose all of them. He will lose some of them, but trust me, he can become one of the. Listen, before what it just happened, he could become somebody that is that his voice is super important, and he could, go back to reality TV or whatever, or just come and talk, be there on TV or on his own channel, on his own network, and those people will fund it. They would fund it as long as they can listen to him ramble about the thing. It's just that once you have the power, you don't want to live it. But that's a banana republic. This is can you imagine that? How crazy it is that in the last 2 years, in Congo, we had peaceful transfer of power between Kabila and Tshisekedi for the first time in our country after years and years and years and years of civil war and this and that, peace, civil wars, and people not wanting to leave. And for the first time ever in my country, we had a peaceful transfer of power between the somebody who stayed 16 years, Kabila, and then Tshisekedi, who was from another party, and it was peaceful. And in America, they don't want to concede that they lost the election, and they're all here saying like, and my father is a big politician in Congo. I called him. I was like, Dad, are you seeing what I'm seeing? He was like, yo, we are in the Senate and we are watching, and it's incredible. We are all shocked. And I was like, yo, it's like, it's the world upside down. Like, look at all these people acting like, yeah, just like after every election in Africa, civil unrest, people like, no, it's not true, no, but this is in the US. Wow. Like I tweeted, if you want, the Congo can send you the FARDC we can send the army to help protect democracy like you like to do in our countries. If we can help, can we send a journalist so we can also see, like, because it's a strange fate of karma, because you've been doing this to us forever, and now the whole world is watching you living the same thing. And back in the days, it was like, Facebook, thanks to Facebook, the revolution in Ukraine, or the revolution in the Arab countries, or the revolution in Africa, or whatever, Twitter. And look how one person sends a tweet, and you can have people who are acting like they are his army. Yo. This is not the democracy that they always talk about when it's about Africa. Telling you, karma. Exactly. Guys like Ted Cruz are backing Trump. They get the support of his followers for their run in the presidency next time. Yeah, people are calculating. Some of them are calculating, but it is now becoming a dangerous game, because even if you want to vote for of these people, which I understand, listen, it's the same thing in France, which is the same thing in Hungary with Orban. It's the same thing in is it Hungary? It's the same thing in a lot of countries. It's Bolsonaro in Brazil, those even Johnson in the UK. A lot of these people became president or became in power just by the lies, by saying anything to please to some people. But it is now starting to bite them in the ass, all of them. And hey, listen, whoever believes what they believe, but I don't know. I mean, we're gonna wait and see what happens, but it seems to me that a lot of people with this gonna bite them in the ass. Either this president or the people who back him up, because that is crazy. Like, you got a mob incited by the president. It's like, it's not, and I believe that a lot of people are gonna be like, nah, we're not backing you up. Like, enough, Can you imagine you are in the Senate and you have to be like that? Look at this. I hope all these guys with facial recognition will be recognized and police. Look at this. Those are prominent politicians. Some of them were backing up Trump, and I believe that those people would be like, nah, man, nah. Enough. Like, I mean, we'll see. There was only one death, one woman that was shot, but could have been worse. And listen, there's 14 days left. I think even the vice president is gonna turn against him. I believe. I don't know, but I believe. Because yeah, good then. I'm starting the new one tomorrow, actually. The universe is shifting. Yes, there is. Yes. I mean, I got the blood of one, but so in a way, you know. Hey, Vanessa, ça va? Hello, Tatiana. Sometimes your profile picture scares me with all these blue. Sometimes. Oh my God. Other news that people are talking about. Let's see. I think that everybody's talking about this, but I don't know if it's. But apparently, it seems like. It seems like Kim Kardashian is done. I think that she wants to divorce Kanye. Apparently. And I don't blame her. I mean, it's sad because they have kids, they have they really have all this empire that they did together, and I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of love and that, but and I understand that he's going through manic episodes sometimes, but he's been getting worse, and it's hard not only as a person when your husband is always in the news for crazy things, tweeting stuff, insulting you, insulting your mother, and all these things, and it is at a point even for your brand, like, and he supports Trump and all these things, at a point even for her brand, it is actually it's dangerous. Like, it's not good for your brand. See what I mean? It makes your it makes your brand become you kind of don't want your brand as especially her, right? You don't want your brand associated with all the shit that your husband is doing all the time. So that's crazy. Listen, I wish them good luck. I don't know if they can save their wedding. Like, I would. What up, Clifton? If they can save their marriage, like, for the kids, I always think that it's the best thing. But hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work anymore. And I mean, she went through a lot with him. So hey, but hey, this is their personal life. So. Well, I believe that, when you have kids, you might say things because you can't take it anymore. And then you look at your kids and you're like, yo, for my kids, like, I'll try again, or understand it was a moment of paranoia, it was a moment of this, of that. And then, it might come to a point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. It's just that if you're a woman in love or a man in love, and you have a person that is always, disturbing the peace of your your relationship with his own belief or whatever he wants to do when he goes crazy, I can understand that. You're gonna try and try and try and try, and at a point you will be like, nah, I can't anymore. And you know how it is. You say that you can't anymore and you want a divorce, and the person says, I will change, I will take medication, I will do this, and then the person goes back to whatever. And here's another guy who has enablers, and I'm gonna become a president, I'm gonna do them. Yo, well, I don't blame her either. Like, if this is what she likes, like, isn't this what you like? Like, I mean, I don't think she's looking for rich and famous, because famous maybe, black, that's for sure, that's what she likes. But she's rich herself. She has 100 million, I think, or if not more. So, hey, and after divorce, she will have a little bit of. So, I don't think she's, He lost me at the Taylor Swift event. I was done already. I was like, what are you doing? And then the more he was talking, the more I was like, my mom says the same thing about this picture. I'm telling you. Did you hear about Dr. Dre's at the hospital? Yeah, he's suffered brain aneurysm. Damn. But apparently he's fine. He posted on Instagram, I'm doing great, and I'm excellent care from my medical team. So yeah, he posted this, I think, on Instagram. Thanks to my family and friends for their interest and well wishes. I'm doing great and getting excellent care from a medical team. I'll be out of the hospital and back home soon. Shout out to all the great medical professional setters. One love. Listen, I really hope that he gets well, because he's a legend. 2020. I mean, it's 2021 now, but that was the rest of 2020. But I really hope that he gets well. And this one is going through a divorce as well. It's that he's kind of messy. But and you know what? The worst part is not this. The worst part is that while he was in the hospital, while he was at the hospital, some people tried to do to steal stuff in his house. There was a burglary attempt. Just the next day, people in LA are savages. I think the police caught them. The police caught them as they were trying to get in his house while he was empty. You can trust people. That's crazy, yo. Oh Lord. Why you not running in Congo? Kaysha president, you'll teach a lesson about politics to Trump and his supporters. Listen, first of all, I'm a French citizen. I don't have Congolese nationality, so I mean, my sister is a. So wait, my brother-in-law is a politician. His wife, my sister, she's a senator. My dad was the vice president of the Senate, and he's still a senator. And he's been a politician all his life and all my life. My mom is a businesswoman, but she has her hands here and there. My grandma was a politician. Half of my uncles are politicians. I had at least I probably have half of my family in politics. So I'm not I don't know if Joel's dad was in politics, but I mean, it's not something that is new for us. Like, but I believe that I got all this in me because of the way I think about some things, and I know my way around. But I don't really believe that you can run a country where you kind of left that country when you were 7 years old and you only came for never more than a month. I don't believe that you can run a country like that. You really need to know your country inside out, to know, like, to not just know Kinshasa and Lubumbashi, but know Goma and even further Bandundu, the east, the west, the north, the south of the country. You really need to know a little bit more about your country, and to be really seen as a force to be reckoned with, somebody who really can create change. But at the same time, you need to understand the people. You need to understand the people of your country, because every country is different. This is why, to me, every time I see people who are criticizing the ways people are doing something in one country, I'm like, always try to see the world not just from your eyes, but also from the eyes of the people that you are talking about. When you talk about the Chinese and the way their country works, or the way they work, you have to understand that these are countries that existed before your country. Back when when France, Germany, and all these countries were still fighting wars and forming themselves, the great empires of the Chinese dynasties were already implemented, and their civilization is older than yours. The way they respect their leaders, all these things, it's older than the democracies you created 400 years ago, and 400,000, whatever. And when I watch other countries, or when I talk about what I would do in Africa if I was the president of my country of origin, I'm talking from the eyes of somebody who lived 32 years of my 46 years in France. And I traveled all around, but I was based in France since I was 7 years old. And now I've spent 8 years in Portugal. So I believe that I know France and the French way, and my country, France, way more than I know Congo, the Congolese way, and etc. Not because I'm not interested, but just because I've lived in France all my life, and if you take most of the people that I've been with, my friends, they are mostly French people who lived in France. Even if we are from different origins, we are still from the diaspora. And a lot of people that come from our countries, and they talk a lot about things that they think they understand, like Africa, the way Africa works, etc. Or they say, oh, if I was in Africa, I would do this, I would do that. Most of them, and there's been 10 years ago, there's been a movement to return to Africa by a lot of the Congolese youth, because a lot of my cousins, of my friends, of people that I grew up with, and that we left when we were 7 years old because we were part of the elite, and our parents sent us to Europe to study and etc. And a lot of my cousins, my friends, a lot of them decided to go back to Congo to live there. And because they were like, yeah, it's the moment to invest, it's the moment to there's a possibility to live different, to have big houses, to have this, to take the lands and whatever that our parents created, and we can go back and a lot of them, they came with mentalities from Belgium, mentalities from France, mentality from Canada, mentality from the US. And when they arrive in Congo, they realize that, yeah, there's a mentality in Congo as well. And it's not the same from where you came from. And you cannot arrive and apply whatever you want to apply in places where things are different. The things that you can call corruption when you want to use it, when it serves you in France, out there is different. It's out there. I'm not talking about political corruption. I'm just talking about day-to-day little things where in France there's some things that you could not skip a line because you pay or do some stuff. Out there, it's normal. And you think that you're gonna arrive and you're gonna. I know a guy who he has a nightclub, and he went back to Congo Brazzaville to restart his life. And after 5 years, I was seeing him like yelling at his employees, and I was like, yo, why are you like not talking to them normally and just being respectful? And he was looking at me with like, hey, it doesn't work like that here. Like, if you don't yell, people don't do things. And even when you yell, people only like to do 70% of what you told them to do. Like, doesn't make sense. It was like, it's not the same here. Like, and listen, I came here thinking I'm gonna do this, and listen, it's just different. People are different because they have hundreds of years of being different. And you don't just arrive with ideas and things that you want to implement. And this is why democracy doesn't work in our countries, because it's not made by the people that you want, and it's not made for the people that you want to implement it with. It's not made for that mentality. If you want to implement a political system that works in France or Belgium, in Congo or in Ivory Coast, these countries, you have to start from the kids who are 5 years old now, and then you start implementing it for them, and then they will grow with that. But the people who lived all their life with different rules and different stuff, they don't understand what you're talking about. Even when you are trying to make them believe that they want the democracy that you are talking about in the media that you run from Paris, yeah, they all want democracy until they are in power, and yeah, their old ways are itching. And this is why I could run in France. I think I would even be better. I don't even know, even in France, like, because the way I talk and the way I'm frank, people would always make like Président Président Kaysha, que pensez-vous de nanana? C'est la vie. What? Oh, he said c'est la vie. Yeah, c'est la vie. Listen, we have a president in France that was a president at 39. And even him was not fit to be a president of that country. Not because he's not French. He is French. But he thought that he could run France like America, like a startup. You arrive with ideas. We're going to do things different. We're going to do that. We're going to be like this. We're going to be like that. And soon as he arrived in power, he had everything. This thing, the yellow vest, then the strikes, then the COVID. And he showed that he was not ready for this and was not fit for this. Not because he's a bad person, but because he was not ready for 60 million people. 60 million people is not the same thing as giving ideas to 500 people on YouTube. It's not the same thing. because you have 60 million people, including those who completely disagree with you, that you have to run. And then you have people who, yeah, look, where are the masks? There's no mask. Here's the mask. We don't want to wear masks. Oh, fuck, we don't want to stay home. Well, there's COVID. Okay, it's a vaccine, so you can go at home. I don't want to take a vaccine. Fuck you then. It's not easy. It's easy to believe that you can because you're smart, because X, Y, Z, but you have to realize that the people that you're gonna have to convince, some of them are smart like you. Some of them are smart like you but evil. Some of them are dumb as fuck. And they are hypnotized by somebody who's smart and evil. And now you just realize that you can't move. Like, hey, what you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, too much. I stay away from negativity, whether it comes from guys that are geniuses and amazing artists or other people. I just stay away from that. Another point, it's just me. Some people, they will, just like Trump, Kanye, all these people, whatever they say, they will just look at them like idols, and they are fanatics. I'm not a fanatic of nobody. And me, when every time you open your mouth, the things you say are dangerous or toxic or uncontrolled, at a point I can either try to understand. I saw some interviews and I saw the genius, and then the more he went, the more I was like, well, no, not at all. I'm not down. And then I was like, no, this is dumb, or this is. And those people who come and say, oh, it's just because the thought are unfiltered and it just comes out like, nah, I'm sorry. I could just give you also my thoughts unfiltered, but you know what? When I think of something, before it comes out my mouth, even if it takes a second, it's gonna run here a million times first before it comes out. Because when you talk to people, you want to be understood. You don't want to just give gibberish of stuff and look like crazy and think people are supposed to understand. And it is crazy to me that a country like the US can have those kind of people in power. It is crazy to me because it's dangerous for the world. People are not realizing how this country has, or that man has destroyed a lot of the things that was not perfect but working in the world. And you will see as the time goes. Thank you so much, Heather. The sound is called, if you type song in the chat, you will know what is the name of the song, if it works. If it works. I don't even know if it works. Let me see. Okay, maybe not. It's supposed to work. I think there was a comment. Let me see. It's not a comment? Let me see. Let me look at the comments of this thing. Normally it works. Song. Yeah. Well, when it works, but it doesn't work. It's called That African Shit by Monsieur de Shada, which is me. So it's something that I released in 2010. Look at this. That African Shit by Monsieur de Shada. So yeah, check it out. So trying to keep this show under 2 hours now, more or less. So let me talk to you about oh, wait a minute. Ooh, by the way, oh my God. Now you took me out of the subject. Wait. there was something that I wanted to see. There we go. Kaysha, what do you think about the vaccine? I hear a lot of artists want to take it so that they can travel for shows again. Well, you know what I think about the vaccine? I think you won't have a choice. I believe it's important that I think for now there's been 15 million shots. Okay. There's been 15 million people who have been vaccinated as we speak. In the US, you have 5.48 million people that have been vaccinated in America. In France, that was crazy to me. France was like, in Europe, France only has like, okay, 20K now. Finally, they're starting to wake up, because at a point they only have 500 people like 2-3 days ago. So they're waking up now. Spain, look, how does France has 20,000 people vaccinated when Spain has 139,000 people? Portugal, 42,000. Can you explain to me how Portugal, with only 10 million people, has more people vaccinated, 42,000, than France? Italy, 261 people. UK, 1.3 million people. Germany, 367,000 people. Romania, almost 60. Hungary, etc., etc. Let me see. Saudi Arabia, 100,000 people. Wow, a lot of people in the Emirates. Russia, 800,000 people vaccinated. China, 4.5 million people vaccinated. 5.5 in the US. Brazil, 40,000. Africa, there's no data. I'd love to know how it's going in Africa and what vaccine we're gonna use. But to me, here's how I see it. Whether you want to take it or not, if you're an artist, you're gonna need to be vaccinated. If you're an artist, you can tell me what you think about it in the chat. But if you're an artist and your job, listen, I did this show in Congo, and trust me, after the show for 2 weeks I was stressed. That's the only show I did. I know I just had the COVID, so I normally had immunity, but I still was stressed for I still felt, how can I call it? I still felt a kind of anxiety, because in my head I was like, I've been dancing with people, I've been around people, taking pictures, I just did a show, and how am I gonna feel? Like, am I gonna be sick again, etc.? You don't know. So trust me, personally, now that you have like almost 20 million people that are vaccinated, and by 2-3 months from now, you'll see if there's any side effect, if there's any proven dangerosity for some people, allergic reactions. For now, like, once you have enough data from all these people, I believe that if you are an artist, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to, if you want to perform and you want to be, if you want to have peace of mind, you're taking planes, you're going to airports where there's a lot of people, you're going to perform with people who want to hug you, etc., etc. Having a vaccine in your stream will give you, at least for you, will give you peace of mind that yeah, you are immune. I think the vaccine, when you have the vaccine, you can still have the virus in you and give it to other people, if I understood well. But it's less, but at least you cannot be sick. So if you are a singer, and trust me, give it a few months, plane companies are gonna tell people, hey, you wanna work here just for our insurance policy. You want to be a hostess, you want to be a pilot, you want to be a steward, you want to work down any job where you have to see a lot of different people. You in a counter, you work at the grocery, and a lot in your contract you will need to have the vaccine. There's gonna be you're not gonna have the choice. There's now 5 different vaccines. For now, the first ones were the ARN messengers, but now they're gonna have also the normal, traditional type of vaccines. The Moderna has been accepted. The Pfizer, BioNTech, the Oxford AstraZeneca has been accepted. In the UK one, the Chinese one. I think in China there's 2 now that have been accepted. The Russian one, and I think that's it for now. And there's another 200 different brands that are being prepared, because anyway there's gonna be billions of people, so there's place for a lot of people. There is still space to there's still there are still things that we're gonna learn as we go from 100,000 people test to millions of people. There's gonna be side effects. It's normal. It's part of what a vaccine is. It's normal. So yeah, we're gonna see, I guess. As an artist, I'll take it. Of course, I'm still waiting to see the data, and in my country, in Portugal, there's there's a lot of there's still a lot of people getting vaccinated. For now, they are vaccinating all the people from hospital, the people who work at there. I think there's been an accident. There's a woman in Porto who died, sadly, rest in peace, after 2 days after taking the vaccine. So is it related? Is it not? We don't know. But of course, we've seen this in the news. I mean, I don't know if I didn't see in the news here, but I received it on WhatsApp. So we need to know if this has any correlation with the vaccine, and if in 15 million people, this person sadly passed away, they have to do the autopsy and check if it's related or not, etc. Because yeah, it's concerning. But if you look at the number of, I believe that all vaccines have side effects. I mean, all vaccines have side effects, especially when they are new. And what's happening right now is a run against a virus. It's cold outside. There's now multiple strains of the virus that are more aggressive in how they spread. And even here in Portugal, where we used to have a maximum of 500 cases per day, now we have like 10,000 per day. So the whole world might have, I think UK is closing again. France is about to close again, I believe. So we're about to go on quarantine number 3. In Portugal, we did 1 quarantine, and then after that, it was like rules. But with the how it's going, we might have to quarantine for another 2 months. And now the choice is in the hands of the people. Do you want to keep believing everything that you read and not believing in the scientists, and you have to see what is the benefit risk in a vaccine? Are you gonna have an allergic reaction for 2 days? but that will, even if it's a bad allergic reaction, but if that after 2 days you're fine, is it a is it a is it a price to pay that is okay for being able to walk in the street knowing that you are fine, you're safe, that you cannot be infected, or going to see your parents after a show knowing that you will not infect them and that they're fine? Or you see what I mean? All these things, like, I believe that anyway, what choice do we have? Like, if you don't want to take nothing, I mean, I understand if you like, I prefer to wait. I want to see all these 20,000 people, 20 million people who have been vaccinated. How do they feel? I want to know. Yeah, I understand. But do you want to be confined 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times? Like, do you want to not be able to work? If you're a DJ, if you're a singer, you know, if you're an artist, like, how long can you survive without performing? Like, most of the artists that I know that are not in my position of owning catalogs and being able to earn money just from their streams and enough money to feed their family, and who completely transformed their job instead of traveling. Listen, I used to travel 2 times every week. I used to be in a train or the plane all the time. Those who know me from a long time, I was never in the same country, and I've been in Portugal for a whole year. But if it's your job to travel around the world, do you just become somebody like me who is just taking your microphone and you go on YouTube and you talk or you sing? Because some artists, that's what they do. They were like, you know what? Take my guitar, sing songs every day for 1 hour. Or do you want to go back to meeting the people for real and performing in a club, performing for 500 people, performing for 10,000 people, performing for 100,000 people? Like, as long as we are in the same situation where nobody wants to take a vaccine and there's no medication, you're not going to perform. You're just going to be here. You're just going to be here crying about the fact that the clubs are closed, the this, the that. Like, is this what you want as an artist? I don't think so. Is it what you want as somebody who has a job, or maybe you open a hair salon but it's empty, or you open a restaurant and the day you opened it, the quarantine started, and now you've just lost all your economies because you still have to pay the rent, etc., etc. I think it really depends on what is your day to day. Me personally, I make, well, in 2020, I had one show, but I would say so 98% of my revenue comes from the internet. So to me, if I have to stay in quarantine for another 1 year, yeah, I'm okay. I'll just do club shada every day. I'll do 1 hour every day or 30 minutes every day, or I will just do live shows and watch Netflix and chill and sleep and watch TV and YouTube and talk to people virtually like I've been doing, and I will still be generating revenue. But what about somebody who's a DJ, for example? What about somebody who's a DJ and you are used to making, I don't know, 1,000 euros per gig, and normally you do 2 gigs every week, and your rent is 2,000 euros because you know that you make a minimum of 4,000 per month. And what if you go from this to zero? What do you do? There's no, you see what I mean? Do you have a lot of virtual shows that you can do and get paid or not? And now you cannot be at the same time saying I want to work and at the same time saying I don't want to take a vaccine. Unless they find something. I think somebody sent me a link. I think it was Buddy's mom. Buddy's mom sent me an interesting link. Let me see it. He sent me a link about I think they did a trial, but it was only on 25 people. Yeah. They had this trial that they did of stem cells that they give to you, and for the people who have the bad COVID one, they had something that the clinical test was 95% okay. Those people, it was concluent, it worked, but they only test on 24 people. That's not enough. You need to test on 50,000 people or whatever. So they just started to see this, you know. So it is. It was a test on 24 people to make sure, pour déterminer si ce traitement est bien toléré par les patients et s'il est sans danger. So they were trying to see if it was not dangerous to people. So now they have to try on something like 200 people, then 6,000 people. But at a point, there will be a way to treat it like you treat flu. Take some pills or go to the doctor, they give you a shot or something and you're good. But for now, all we have is the vaccine. And trust me, you're gonna see that at a point when it comes to this, there's gonna be a point where you will not be able to travel, go in a hotel, go to work, or get inside of a plane if you don't have a vaccine. That's the future. It's just because economically it's impossible. There's no other way. So in DRC they don't think COVID exists. Well, I was in DRC and trust me, I felt safer than in Europe. You cannot enter any hotel without washing your hands, passing under vapor of Javel, being tested temperature. Any place you go in, you have to go through that. So I guess they know it's there, but because they are less touched, because people are younger, there's a lot of people, it's actually people with a little bit of more money, or people who live in Europe and go there that are sicker. But yeah, I mean, there's actually a curfew going on right now, and I think it's not that they don't think it exists. I believe that they've just seen so much already that they're like, yeah, another one. We're gonna take our grain de bonobo, we're gonna take our artemisia, we're gonna do our inhalation, we're gonna put our Vicks on the tongue, and like they do it the artisanal way, and it works for some people, but some other people, some people cashed it and they died. So it's just that for the general population, it's for like not the elite, the rest of the population after Gombe, it's one of the most resilient people. I mean, in Africa, though, the people who are, the people I'm going to talk about actually in the main subject tonight, they're resilient, and they have to wake up in the morning and feed their family at night. So no virus is gonna stop them. But when I was pleasantly surprised. But of course, I was maybe in nice hotels, cars, chauffeurs. So my life in Africa is not the same as some other people could. But in the places that I went, yeah, you felt safe. But I think in Congo, in Brazzaville, I was talking to Olivier Dumou. He was telling me that they were closing again now. And Congo, they're in quarantine. So, yeah, you know. But let me talk to you about, why is the chat closed? Are you just listening to me, or you're all sleeping? How many people are watching right now? 300 people, 25 people are active in the chat. Let me see you say something in the chat, just to say, put some hearts to say that you're still awake, so I can finish this live with my main subject. And I want to talk about the Unbanked. Why did I talk about the object? I was having a conversation about the Unbanked with a friend yesterday. We were talking. I don't even know how we. My students. I don't even know how I ended up talking about the Unbanked in the conversation that I had. You know, it was a conversation that we were having with a conversation that I was having with a friend, and the comments are too small. I like that. There you go. Oops. What's going on here? I'm going to talk to Ecam so that we can block the size of the comments. Keeps changing. Yeah. My pleasure. As artists, we're gonna have to. And listen, as artists, I think the government should put us to contribution, because we have a voice that counts to our fans. So, you know. Oh, listen. Vitamin C, D, zinc, artemisia is my daily routine now. So yeah, listen. The Unbanked. So first, the thing is, what is the Unbanked? So when we talk about the Unbanked, so I have these documents. So globally, 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked. 1.7 billion people are unbanked. So, you know, China, India, Pakistan, Indonesia, and then of course in Africa. So this is the map where you have a lot of people. Even in the US, you have some people who don't have bank accounts. But a lot of people, you know, in all these countries, there's millions and millions of people who don't have bank accounts. They are not connected to the banking system. They have money when they need, you know, they can have money in their pockets, but it's money that stays in their pockets. So whatever money they have, they keep it with them, they use it, they sell something, and then, or whatever, they work on something, they get some money, and then they spend that money at night. And they don't put money in a bank account, so they don't have savings, they don't have interest, they don't know all this. And the financial world, you know your bank. If you look at your bank account, you will see that there's the money that you spend, but then there's all the little percentages that your bank takes for whatever service that they are trying to sell you. And that's how the banks make billions, trillions, all the money they make, right? And the banks would love to tap into 1.7 billion people who are unbanked, because all these people in all these countries, especially in Africa, there are people that a lot of these people would love to be taking a percentage from the money they have. And also as a country, it's a way, as a country, it is also a way to advance in a way. And what is very interesting about countries like or continents like Africa, where there's a lot of people that are unbanked, is that there is a characteristic in most of the people, is that, and you know, Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter and the CEO of Square, that own Cash App, for example, which is an app that is trying to replace banks, just like the one that I use, Revolut or PayPal or all these different companies, the fintech. What Jack said, he was like, Africa is the future, and I plan to live free. I'm gonna try to have 3 months in Africa, so I can start talking and developing the businesses here. Why? Because if you can tap into 1.7 billion people who don't have bank accounts, there's a lot of streams of revenues that you can do. And this is why Apple also has their payment system with Apple Pay. Samsung is also testing their own. They also have their Samsung Pay, and Google have Google Pay, and you have all these different people who are trying to put their hands on the unbanked. And something that is very interesting about the people of today is that even the people who don't have bank accounts, they have something that we all have, and it's this. So if you are actually a bank, you are actually less, and now you kind of understand why Facebook wants to develop their own currency. And this is where cryptocurrencies like the Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, Ether, etc., can have a role to play, because all these people in Africa, in South America, in China that don't have bank accounts, they all have smartphones. So they can install an app, and they are way more inclined and ready, because they've been using phones for so long. It would be even easier for these people to download an app and go to the market, and they want to buy something that costs $10, and they can just swipe their phone and send the $10, and the other person instantly receive it in their phone and give you, thank you so much, Ralphie. And this person gives you $20. You see what I mean? From an app, it's even easier. I have Revolut. Let's say my wife goes to Guinea-Bissau tomorrow for a work, and she, for whatever reason, she needs 100 euros. She has to buy something quick, or she has to pay for something, whatever. And she's like, "Oh, babe, send me money." Back in the days, if I wanted to send her money, let's say I'm in Congo while she's in Guinea. It happened to me once. Actually, I'm not even gonna talk about something that is hypothetical. I'm gonna talk about something that happened. I was in Congo at my mom's house. I think I was doing a show or something, but I was in Congo. And my wife was in Guinea-Bissau, probably 5 years ago. And at a point, I don't remember what happened, but she really needed, she had to stay another week. And she needed some extra money. And so she was like, "Oh, can you send me something, because I have to stay another week. I have to pay for this, that, hotel, whatever." I was like, "Okay, no problem." I had to go in Congo. I had to go to Western Union, put, I don't know, $500 for her. Western Union had to send that money to their bank in the US. Their bank in the US have to send the money to the Western Union that is in the bank in the US of the Western Union that is in Guinea. And then she receives, and then whatever, they make sure that is whatever. Why does it have to go through the US? You see what I mean? So that was 5 years ago. Today, if my wife is in Guinea right now and she tells me, "Hey, I need to pay this, or I need to buy that, or whatever, I need an extra 200, 300, whatever," I take my Revolut account, I do dip. In 1 second, she receives her money. She has a credit card that is connected to that, and she can directly retrieve the money from an ATM, or just pay directly with her card. And imagine that if you had all these 1.7 people who are unbanked, and you gave them an app that they start, and it exists already, but not on that scale. I know that in Kenya they have M-Pesa. I know in Congo they have something as well. It is starting, but it is still where people are in Africa, for example. People are still using the dollar. You see what I mean? People are still using the dollar as the money of reference. And this is where Bitcoin, crypto, all these money, and this is what China is doing. China is slowly trying to, with their own money, they are trying to, you just talked about it, I just talked about, yeah. They are trying to use slowly the digital yuan and using crypto to undermine the dominance of the dollar. And this is why the US doesn't want all the country to stop using SWIFT. SWIFT is the system that is kind of in Europe. We have SEPA. It's the system that you can use when you want to send money from one bank to another. And so you use this you have a few different things. You have the SEPA, you have the SWIFT, which is the American one. So if you want to use dollars to send money from one country to another, from one bank account to another, you have to use the SWIFT transaction system. But what the fintech is doing is removing the land under the feet of all these people. And president with a little bit of clever forward thinking in Africa could decide, yeah, let's make our crypto money so that every Congolese citizen is able to send and receive money to any other citizen inside the country or outside of the country. And it will free the flow of money. And then let's say that once you have a XRP or Bitcoin or whatever, you know exactly how much it goes in dollars or in Congolese franc or in CFA, whatever. And let's say that I have $10. I know that they are worth 0.00 whatever Bitcoin. I want to send dollars. I want to send $10 now to somebody who's in Congo. I can just send $10. My app will transform those dollars from dollars to Bitcoin, send the Bitcoins to Africa, and then the person receives the Bitcoin in Africa, and then it's turned again into dollars or whatever money they want out there, and it's in their app, and they can use it to buy food or whatever, or pay for X or Y or Z. And those banks, they don't want this to happen because, or if it happens, they want to be the ones controlling, because the transaction fees. Every time there's a transaction fees, all these tax-free monies, like Big Poe is saying, they don't like tax-free money. So that's why they want to regulate it. And I understand, and they will use the same old, it's to fund terrorism. But at a point, America has been controlling the world using the dollar for a long time. And China is trying to go against that, Europe as well. And the cryptocurrencies is another way to get yourself removed from the bullying that America can do to you. Because I know some people who were millionaires in Angola, and they had a lot of money in Angola, and then the US removed SWIFT one day for whatever reason, because they were trying to, push them into doing whatever. They didn't obey or whatever, and they say, oh, you are funding terrorism, boop, no more dollars. And all of a sudden, you could be a millionaire in Angola and not being able to use your money nowhere else. So let's say you have your daughter and you have to pay a rent of 1,000 in Portugal, and then all of a sudden you could not send money anymore, and you could not send Western Union. Like, they just corner them and cut them. And then and so you would like, yeah, well, why don't you use euros then? No, because the US will call the Europeans and say, whoever works with them cannot use our dollars. And I think it's too much power for one country. And this is where even if we talk about the unbanked, even all these countries in general that are used to using dollars, even in Congo, for example, we have our money, but it's worth nothing. So most people use dollars. But what if we started using Bitcoins, XRPs, XLM, Ethereum, EOS, whatever crypto, or we started to doing digital Congolese franc, DCF, but not francs, digital Congolese coins, DCC. If you invent your own crypto that can be used in and out and is decentralized, then you can unlock, and I'm not talking about making money that the governments can control, because you can actually have a way to do a system that at least you can control, so you can tax people or whatever. I understand that. But if you can now use a system where the people who are unbanked and who don't have access to bank accounts, but they have an app where when they can receive and send money, a lot of those people are already used to doing that. A lot of people already, they have units for their communication. They are used to doing that, to buying those cards that you swipe. And you could really have a thing where, for example, there's a lot of diseases and viruses that are traveling with money, because our money is touched by so much people. It's so dirty that if all of a sudden you remove all that, if you remove all these things, then you can arrive to a point where people can just buy an orange, tap in their phone, look at their facial, send the money. And I believe that's the future anyway, but we'll see. But that's the interesting part, where I think in the future there's gonna be not a fight for us, because we all have bank accounts, we have we pay our taxes, etc. But I believe that the next fight for all these companies is gonna be going after the unbanked. They're gonna start going and trying to make all these people become part of either Cash App, Revolut, and there's a lot of fintech. They are working on this right now. So a fintech is the technological, financial, all these new apps that you use, PayPal, Revolut, etc. Cash App, whatever, Robinhood. A lot of these people are thinking of Africa as the next frontier, where if they can have all these people and they can make micro transaction from all the money they make. And I understand that our presidents in Africa are still busy trying to get elected forever. But if they start thinking about that, like, they can hire me, it wouldn't cost that much. Maybe I cost 100,000 per month. But they could hire me, we can talk. Because there's a real possibility to liberate yourself from the grip of the dollar. And don't worry, the Americans will do everything in their power for you to stay there, but the Chinese will offer you something as well. And but we have to ask ourselves at a point, don't we want to work with our own currencies and work in the approach the financial global landscape not as people who are controlled by other people, but more by people who are deciding of our own fate and deciding how much we sell our own stuff. I think that leverage goes by us treating ourselves our unbanked. And if we don't do it ourselves, yeah, it's gonna be those guys, the Jack, the Elon Musk, all these people who will come and they will do like they're doing with the Tesla. At a point, they will take the cobalt from our ground. They will create a car, and then they will sell it to us from all these materials made in our countries. And there's gonna be a point where some people don't live in Africa, but there's gonna be a point where it's gonna be time for us to do our own thing about ourselves. But yeah, that's my thing about the unbanked. And I believe that it's a very interesting subject that a lot of people that don't have savings, they don't have a checking account, and those people, like, they even have some of them in the US, but that's a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people in there that even as a country, if you are the one who control them, or who give them the possibility to just get paid. Like, I understand it's not easy. Some people, they want to touch money, but if you look at us, like, I remember when I always had money in my pockets. Today, I don't have money in my pockets. I have numbers. Money is now numbers now. It's just money, numbers on the ledger, and the money's here in your account. You know it's there when you see in your telephone, and then when I spend money with my credit card or money is removed, I receive a notification on my watch, and that's it. This, to me, I'm used to it. All these people might not be used to it. It depends where, because I know in Kenya you have M-Pesa, and some places have stuff. Some telecommunication companies also are trying to have their own digital money and stuff linked to their account. But it is still disparate in comparison to something that would come from the state. And I know I had a conversation about that with somebody when I was I was on my flight to Congo, and that person told me that now the Congo the Congolese government was against, and they said no to crypto. And me, I was like, I know there's a lot more to do, but that would be a very smart move to let all these companies work with crypto and liberate us financially from Europe, from the US, from China, and be able to create a flow of money, you know. Yep, it would be, you know, most sold car in America is Honda. That's true. At a point, Hyundai was big in Congo as well. But yeah, you know, that was my thing. That was my subject of today. The Unbanked. I still have a lot to learn about it, a lot to read about it, to see about it. But I think it's a very interesting thing to think about. I'm actually invested in a lot of cryptocurrencies. Actually, there's right now a big crypto rally. I'm actually making money. I was like, I wake up, I wake up in the morning, I always have like more money. I was like, yo. And yeah, if I was you guys, I would invest in cryptocurrencies, because there's going to be the future, whether people want it or not. The dollar that is now worth nothing because they've been printing it like crazy. So yeah, new world order, one world government currencies. Nah, I don't think so. Some people would want, but it's not going to happen. But I would say new world order, mega companies. No more countries and mega companies. I see this as a future that is more possible, where you have Samsung, Apple, and all these big, Facebook, Google, and they control people because they have way more information on us than and all these people who are yelling about their privacy every day. They give everything, their location, what they do, what they like, etc. to Facebook. So I believe that the states, even if they are showing their muscle, I believe they already lost the fight against the mega corporations. Those corporations will own anything. And yeah, wait and see. I guess that's what we're gonna do, you know. But anyway, as I say, let's try to keep it under 2 hours. We are returning Sunday. I have to do a show where I'm recording because I have to finish my album and I have to finish some singles here and there. So maybe I will come back before Sunday, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I hope everybody was fine, and I hope everybody had a great time as always. I'm trying to get some guests as well because I love to have some conversation with some people. That's cool as well. So I hope you enjoy the conversation about the Unbanked and about the control of money. Yup. That is true. That is true. But you'll see. We'll see. Yeah, like I'm saying, I hope that I hope that you enjoyed our conversation. I'm gonna leave you with this conversation is making you think. I'm telling you. There's a lot of things that are going on, and especially with the COVID situation that has been going on, there is actually a lot of movement that are going to be done. And yeah, we'll see. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for always be present. Merci, Therese. Thanks a lot. I'm almost done. Haven't a couple of African countries come to a free trade agreement recently? Yeah, they did. And recently, the latest trade agreement was between China and all the Pacific, from Australia to a bunch of these places. They were starting to have their own trade thing. Yeah, I'll let you know. Actually, maybe I wanted to do it today, but then I had this thing about the Unbanked. But I might do maybe the next episode I'll do one about when I invite everybody to be able to just hop in, and I just give a link and people can just come and talk. My pleasure. So since we are listening to some Monsieur de Shada, I will make you listen to, let me see if I have a track here that I would love you to hear. Ooh. Let me see. I don't know if I'm going to play some Monsieur de Shada. Let me see. Let me check my albums. Oh yeah. I'm going to play you. Ooh, nice. I'm gonna play you a nice track called Go Down by Monsieur de Shada. And it's a track with a Nigerian artist called C-Mart and me singing. And I will leave you with this one, and hopefully we can see each other Sunday. And hopefully I will have good news. Asha Friday is going back at the hospital to do a checkup after a week at home. And hopefully, they will give us some good news. But this is a track called Go Down, performed by me and C-Mart and MX. Is MX from, where is MX from? Trying to remember if MX is from Nigeria as well, or if he's from another country. I don't remember. I'm not sure. There's no biography on his thing. But yeah, it's a track by Monsieur de Shada, Kaysha, C-Mart, and MX. It's called Go Down. And I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you on Sunday. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Put me some hearts in the comments if you enjoyed this live.
I love you more than the stars in the night, even every day we fight. I need you right by my side tonight, don't ever wanna say bye. I never knew all the times you cried, can't get that out of my mind. When I get to think of the fact of life, that got me feeling so high.
In my head, it be you with the boss in my brain, my brain. It be you with the boss in my head, it be you with the boss in my brain, yeah. Africa baby, bounce to the rhythm and go down. Rhythm and go down. Africa baby, bounce to the rhythm and go down. Bounce to the rhythm and go down.
It's about to go down. Are you ready for another round? Baby, love like a merry-go-round. In our ups and our down, I will choose you like every day. You the queen, you the one. 100% you mine. Tell him no need to wait no.
It be you with the boss in my head, it be you with the boss in my brain, my brain. It be you with the boss in my head, it be you with the boss in my brain, yeah. Africa baby, bounce to the rhythm and go down. Rhythm and go down. Africa baby, bounce to the rhythm and go down. Bounce to the rhythm and go down. Go down.
I love you more than the stars in the night, even every day we fight. I need you right by my side tonight, don't ever wanna say bye. I never knew all the times you cried, can't get that out of my mind. When I get to think of the fact of life, that got me feeling so high.
Go down.